Hello there. I'm making this video in preparation for a storm. My home has some particular vents that the last storm allowed some water to splash into the attic, creating some damage into the roof inside my house. So I'm attempting this hack with some pool noodles, covering the vent, and see how they help us during this upcoming storm here in Florida. So I'm making this quick video just to help some of you out there that may have the same type of vent that I have. All right, here I'm going to do a quick comparison with my neighbor's house, which was built after the storm that caused damage in my house. So as you can see, as a preventative measure in the newer homes after my home was built, they put a little strip in front of the vents. This is my other neighbor, and you can see right there. Let me go back to the other house. All right, and now I'm going to show you in my house the problem. Okay, so in my house right here, as you can tell, there is no little strip preventing the water from splashing into the house. So as you can imagine, once you go inside, the water with 80 mile an hour, 70 mile an hour winds that we typically get over here, it's gonna go sideways and splash into the vent. All right, so I have a couple of different sizes of pool noodles. So this one is just a little bit thicker, so it is good. So you gotta make sure that it's flush. So, but they're staying on pretty well. And all I'm gonna do is just cut right here and stick it in there. All right, one thing to keep in mind is that as you're installing these things, make sure that you push a little bit and cut so that it goes really tight against the side of the vent. All right, one thing you can do is with the excess that you cut off of the end, you can put in the middle of the vent in the back so that the pool noodle doesn't shift or bend halfway in case there's such a strong winds that are going to move it so much, or the water is splashing. But that should be prevented from bowing inside with the winds. Okay, here's what I'm doing on the last two vents. So I am the excess, I go and stick in the middle to keep it from bowing in. I go in here and then make sure that it's tight, and as you can tell, I'm having a hard time pushing it in and keeping it in there. So I doubt the water will get in there, or if it does, it'll be very minimal instead of lots of water cushion. I'll show you the final product in the next clip. All right, so last storm we had here, these vents allow water inside my living room, and it cracked the ceiling and water leaked inside the house through the storm. Nothing else happened to the house except some water damage inside. That seems to be what happened to all of our neighbors. Now, your mileage may vary because it depends on where the winds come from. So I go to some of my neighbors and they say they didn't have any water intrusion. And it's primarily because the vents, you know, they're opposites to the house. Some are to the left, some are to the right. There's a few in the back. And it also depends on how your house is positioned based on that. My house has vents on the north side and of course the east side, but you know storms circulate and the wind may come from any direction at any point. And my house doesn't have any vents on this side. So I am all good here. Here is the final hack, DIY hack. Pool noodles, very tightly fitted there, close to the edge, so as to prevent or allow minimal water to get inside the vents, and also to allow the roof to vent without it getting too pressurized. So here's what it is. One, other side. And here's my last vent. All right, so going down here now. I will see if I can put some links to Home Depot, so you can see the spool noodles. Now my roof is not super steep, so I'm using regular tennis shoes to get in there. But if your roof is a little steeper, there may be less of a chance that you get water in there, or that you may have to get some other type of boots that are more designed for working on roofs so that you don't slip and fall. So be careful if you decide to do this yourself. Sometimes it's cheaper to do repairs inside than you dealing with you falling off your own house. So please do so very carefully, and be safe out there.